Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us from across Pakistan and around the globe. I am Dr. Saki Mushtaq, founder and lead coordinator of the Global Entomologist Network. And it's truly my pleasure to open this important seminar entitled Biological Pest Management Harnessing Beneficial Arthropods for Sustainable Agroecosystems. In today's rapidly changing agricultural landscape, biological based pest management has emerged as a cornerstone of sustainable farming. Beneficial arthropods, including predators, parasitoids, and pathogens, play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance, improving biodiversity, and reducing dependency on chemical pesticides. This seminar aims to create a space for meaningful exchange among researchers, professionals, and practitioners to explore innovations, challenges, and the future of biological control in modern agroecosystems. At Gen, we remain committed to empowering researchers, practitioners, and young scientists through collaboration, mentorship, and capacity building, with the shared goal of promoting a more sustainable, eco friendly, and resilient agricultural future. To begin our session, I would now like to invite the Gen Secretary, Ms. Asma Talib, to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's seminar.
It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker, Dr. Shaukat Zaman Khan, graduated with PhD and currently serving as a lecturer at University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. Dr. Shaukat is a seasoned researcher with over a decade of experience in entomology, focusing on biological control, pest ecology, and sustainable pest management. He has served as a research associate in a prestigious international project on the population phenology and biological control of Asian citrus bacillate in Punjab, Pakistan, funded by University of California, USA, where he also received specialized training in parasite rearing, field surveys, and host testing under under leading entomologists. He has published widely in high impact journals including Environmental Entomology, Florida Entomologist, and Ecotoxicology and Environmental Safety. His research contribution also extend AI applications in pest management and insect biodiversity conservation. We are honored to have him with us today to share his insights on the role of beneficial arthropods in fostering sustainable and productive agroecosystem. Dr. Shaukat Zaman Khan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you for this honors and for this opportunity to have this in this group because this group is globally recognized and have so many entomologists based contributes and participants all around the world. Today, my topic of presentation that is given to me, the biological pest management of agroecosystem and for arthropod for sustainable agroecosystem. So I am currently serving in University of Agriculture, Faisalabad in Burewala campus. Uh, First, we will discuss the challenges of modern pest control. There are numerous problems and numerous challenges that are being faced even today despite of technological advances. The very first challenge is crop losses due to the insects. About 20 to 40% crop losses are happening right now, even in this age of technology. And second is the use of increasing dependence on pesticides. Even in this era of technology, we are increasing, especially the third world country like Pakistan and many other underdeveloped country are mainly dependent on pesticides. And this pesticide increasing dependence is increasing day by day, and this is projected up to 12% increase up to 2030. Second, third, another challenge is the emergence of when we use the same insecticides from the same groups again and again. Then we have the issues of pesticide resistance, pest strains, and another effect, another challenge of increasing pesticide use is the environmental contamination, contamination to environment, contamination to the soil, earth, and the non-target effects, especially to the biodiversity, birds, reptile, amphibian, so many other species from non-target organism are being affected and their population is decreasing day by day. The food and the pesticide residues in food and water cause chronic problem for human health. With exposure can lead to neurological, reproductive, endocrine problem, and similarly, the economic cost. Repeated chemical application increase input cost for farmer, resistance and environmental damage further reduce our profit margin. Likewise, the use of chemical is also damaging for pollinator and many other beneficial insect, because many beneficial insect play different types of ecological roles like nutrient cycling, soil improvement, and many other jobs that the beneficial insect do in agro-based ecosystem, and these species are decreasing due to the use of pesticide, and this pest pressure is another issue becoming hotter issue in some regions, especially because climate change, the life cycle and distribution of insect pests. So there is a need for sustainable integrated solution for a better system. So how we can get the transition, and how we can move from conventional agriculture to sustainable agroecosystem. For this purpose, we need the ecological awareness, and you know that the sustainable ecosystem is actually a system which includes integrate economic viability, environmental protection, social responsibility, which maintain the production for future generation. There are numerous, yeah, core pillars of sustainability, and these are the resource efficiency, soil health, biodiversity conservation, environment, and climate resilience are the guiding principle of sustainability. Now, similarly, the biodiversity act as a foundation of stability. Diverse species in any agroecosystem enhance the pollination, pest regulation, genetic resilience, and reduce the vulnerability to the shock. Likewise, the ecosystem services drive productivity. Different ecosystem like nutrient cycling, water filtration, natural pest management sustain the agricultural productivity without heavy dependence on chemical. Likewise, there is a need for ecological based pest management, replacing if you replace the pesticide dependence with biological control, crop rotation, habitat diversification. This can promote the pest resistance naturally. When the system will be stronger, then it will show the resistance against the pest management. Similarly, integrating soil health and microbial function. If your soil is enriched with organic matter and beneficial organism, then your
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। डॉक्टर साहब आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। I think there might be some network error with our respected speaker. So we need to just wait as he will rejoin again, inshallah.
Sorry for disconnection. Because this have the little bit issue with the internet. Uh,
It's okay, Dr. Saab.
can you listen to me?
Yeah, we can listen.
ठीक है, it's okay.
We can hear you,
It's okay.
please.
Thank you. Jazakallah. Now is the concept of biological pest management. Biological pest management actually is the use of living organism to control the population. And if you use the animals, yeah, insects with other animals, yeah, any insects, it actually emphasize the ecological balance and sustainable agriculture. So key principles are the natural enemy, use the predator, parasite, and different pathogen, especially the microbial pathogen. And in this way, we can regulate the pest population the damaging level and economic threshold level, and we can maintain or can develop an equilibrium state or a stable ecosystem where the pest and natural enemy exist without any pest outbreaks. Because if you have the pest outbreak, then you will have the economic losses. Likewise, if we classify the beneficial arthropods, there are different categories among these. First is the predator. Predators are the those animal which predate on the prey, and they consume different and so many prey in their life cycle. Parasitoid actually in this, the female lay egg on its host inside or on the body, and then the larvae develop inside the host or on side the. This is likewise different microbial organism like bacteria, viruses, fungi can play a significant role to manage the pest sustainably, because they cause infection and enhance pest or plant defenses or stronger the plant defenses. Acha, now if we discuss how the predator actually work, there are four different mechanisms through which the predator act. First is the direct consumption; they consume and hunt so many pest insect. And another mechanism, they regulate the by consuming or by killing different insect pests. They reduce the pest number below economic threshold or damaging level. The third way the arthropod act actually, it's a behavioral disruption. The presence of predator actually change the pest behavior, reducing feeding and reproduction. And lastly, the predator actually support the natural pest control without chemical, which is the which support actually resilience and sustainable agroecosystem. The second element, the second component, your second biocontrol agent actually is the parasitoid. The parasitoid is a diverse, and especially they belong to the Hymenopterous order, and they belong to different families, especially parasitic wasps. And these parasitic wasps from caterpillar to aphid, larvae, so many things. Another family, important family, Tecnidae, which belong from the Diptera order, the fly family. It is also parasite, moth, beetle, and different soft body organism. And these by this biocontrol agent, actually they are the specialized, because they kill or a specific stage. Some are egg parasitoid like trichogramma. Some are telenomus species, Anaphis wasp. Some are nymphal parasitoid like Tamarixia radiata, Diaphorincertus. Some are larval parasitoid like Cutisia on whitefly, tachinid flies, and different wasps from Braconidae, Pneumonidae, and Incertidae family. And some are pupal parasitoid, Brachymira. So different, they actually attack different stages of insects and kill the organism. Third biocontrol agents are actually the microorganism. Microorganism, there are different beneficial bacteria, viruses, fungi, and they play a significant role to control the insect by in causing infection and causing diseases. They also many other advantages, like they cause the induced systemic resistance, like microbes like red trichoderma, pseudomonas trigger plant defense system. Similarly, the competitive exclusion, beneficial microbe pests actually outcompete the pest associated pathogen in the rhizosphere. Likewise, the microbial pesticide like fungi, like Bavaria bassiana, Metarhizium, bacterium like Bacillus thuringiensis infect and kill the pest. They also contribute to the ecosystem resilience. And how they actually contribute to the ecosystem by different way. And one of the way is the soil health improvement. They improve the soil health and support nutrient cycling and support or suppress the soil-borne pest. The another way they contribute to ecosystem resilience is the stress tolerance. The microbes help the plant withstand drought, salinity, pest pressure, like that. And another is the biodiversity support. They actually microbes interact and foster food webs, stabilizing pest natural enemy dynamics, and in this way they actually support the biodiversity and overall you can say the agroecosystem health. The another way the how these beneficial, yeah, you can say the microorganism play their role in natural regulation mechanism. There are different mechanisms, actually two main mechanism. One is the ecological balance. These actually create these stable interaction between the pest, natural enemy, and crop, actually keep the pest below the damaging level or economic threshold level. Likewise, predator and pest population fluctuate in response to the environmental condition as well as the resource availability. Whenever the resources are more, environment is suitable for the prey population increase, and then the predator population actually respond in different way. When the one way is the functional response, it's mean when the prey population is increases, the predator consume more and more prey in response. The another response of predator is the numerical response. Numerical response mean when the prey population will increase in size, then predator population, by consuming more and more predator, they will also increase in number. This is the reason. They now there is a three main principle of biological control. One is the conservation biological control, and how we can conserve the insects. There are two main strategies to conserve the biocontrol agent. One is the habitat manipulations management or habitat manipulation. How we can actually manipulate the habitat to conserve the predator and parasitoid species. The one way is to actually provide nectar and pollen through floral strips for natural enemies like predator. And another reason is another way is actually the
I think there is again some network problem with the speaker. Please wait until the speaker will respond. Thank you. Dr. Sir, please, can you resume your presentation?
Yes, sorry, sir. Yes, this is connected. Sorry for this interruption, internet interruption. Now, can you listen to me?
Yeah, we can hear. Please.
Yes. The second way to actually conserve the natural enemies is actually to reduce the pesticide impact. The how you can reduce the pesticide impact, one option is actually to use the target specific low toxic chemical, especially new chemistry insecticide. And second is the time adjustment. You can use the insecticide at that time when the pest is inactive or not available in the field. Like in citrus, when we use the insecticide in the January month of January, at that time, we noted that the Tamarixia and Diaphorin citrus parasitoid are inactive, and they have in this way they have the chemical insecticide have the least impact on the parasitoid. In this way, you can conserve the parasitoid species. Another way is actually to integrate the biocontrol, and this is the best option. You can integrate the biological control with the cultural chemical control and least dependence on the chemical. If you will use a proper IPM program, then you will very low needs of chemicals. Another way, the second way of actually biological control is the augmentative control. There are two approaches, release strategies. In one is the inoculative release. In this way, we release a small number of insect, and we expect that they will grow in number and they will control the insect early in the season. And like track in Carcia species, especially in use the greenhouses to control the whitefly. This is the best option. Another way is actually the inundative release. Inundative and release, we release a large number of insect, and we suppose they will not prosper, they will not grow, they will not increase in number, but they will control the pest population for the time being. This trichogramma is an important example for this kind of strategy, and this is being used in Punjab, Pakistan. Uh, Classical biological control. In classical biological control program, we actually we introduce a pest predator or parasite from another species. The very first example was the Vidalia beetle that was imported from Australia to USA to control the cottony cushion scale. And from that on, there are so many examples. Already, I am also worked in collaboration with University of California to introduce the biological control agents, especially the parasitoid that we explored from the Pakistan. You can see here the Tamarixia, and another parasitoid, Diaphorin citrus, we explored in 2012 from Pakistan, and then we imported these to California to save their citrus industry, and they work very well, and they reduce the psyllid population, Asian citrus psyllid population, which is the very threatening pest and spread the greening disease in all around the world. It's reduced a significant number of pests in California, USA. Another example, successful example, was the Anisius bombay. Anisius bombay actually was introduced in Pakistan after the heavy infestation of cotton mealybug, especially in southern Punjab, because mealybug was introduced for the first time in 2005 in southern Punjab. Then this parasitoid, in especially 2008 and 9, this parasitoid was introduced from India, and due to this parasitoid, now cotton mealybug is not a serious threat to the cotton, although it's a pest, but it not is a threatening pest now, like it was in from 2005 to 2010. Now, how we can integrate the the why should we integrate the biological pest management into the IPM frameworks? Because there is a synergy between biological pest management and IPM, because biological pest management actually support the IPM programs, and it complement the cultural, mechanical, and chemical tactic for sustainable pest management. Similarly, biological control program provide a long-term solution, long-term resilience, and reduce the pesticide dependence, and it keep the pest below the economic threshold level. If your population is below the economic threshold level, then you have no worries for economic damage. And how you can monitor the pest population? There are so many monitoring tools like sticky trap, pheromone trap, visual traps. And in precision agriculture, GIS, mode sensing are used. And nowadays, due to the emergence of artificial intelligence, population modeling, prediction analytics are present nowadays. And now, how you should integrate this biological pest management into the IPM program? We should use the biological pest management as a first line defense, because it's apply selective intervention, foster adaptive management through the feedback and field observation. Successful stories, and there are so many successful stories of biological pest management. One of the example is trichogramma. Actually, it was actually used in Pakistan, especially in southern Punjab, for the management of sugarcane borers. Now this parasitoid is raid all across the Punjab in different biocontrol program, mass raid, and then it is given to its eggs are given to the farmer for the management of different borers. Another example is actually the management of aphids, especially in wheat season in Punjab. Aphidius, parasitic wasp, chrysopella, ladybird beetle, syrphid fly complex. This is the 3 to 4 actually to for sustainable management of pests. Due to this reason, we don't have to use any chemical, especially in wheat, for the management of aphids. Another example was the Anisius bombay hayat that already I discussed. It was introduced from India and Pakistan for the management of cotton mealybug. And whenever the mealybug population increases in number, its parasitoid increase, and it control the pest population successfully. Another, what are the economic benefits, economic or quantitative benefits of biological control? Due to this reason, actually, we have the yield improvements, like we can get the yield improvement up to 30% in different crop like cotton, vegetable, sugarcane. Similarly, our dependence on chemical is also reduced. If you use the biological control management, then you can reduce your dependence up to 40 to 80% on the chemical. And this is a very best thing. And this is also when you have the beneficial organism and your dependence on chemical is reduced, your cost benefit ratio or your benefit margin also increase, which is method. Apart from these direct benefit, your environment is saved, your biodiversity is saved, and your agro ecosystem become the sustainable or more resilient. Failure, there may be the failures, there are different reasons for them, because whenever you introduce any new biocontrol agent from any other country, then you should have extensive literature view, and you should do extensive research before introducing any new gun. Because if you don't have too much knowledge and you don't do any prior research, then it can be problematic for you because it can have non-target effect and this cactoblastic cactorum pest this parasitoid was actually introduced to control the invasive cacti in Caribbean region, and later on it's spread to USA and threatened the local biodiversity and native biodiversity of USA. Another Harmonia axyridis, Asian citrusillid, it was Asian lady beetle. It was introduced for aphid control, but later on it replaced the native coccinellid species. So this is the not a required thing from any introduced parasitoid. Another problem may happen is actually the poor adaptation. Poor adaptation may actually occur due to the climatic mismatch, unsuitable host, or incompatibility with the local. Therefore, before introducing any new biocontrol agent, you should do ecological risk management. In ecological risk management, you should very first thing you do is actually host specific testing because when we had this thing in 2012 for the management of Asian citrusillid in California, CDFA department actually this did this thing for 1.5 year. यानी कि 1.5 year it's take for total host specific testing, and this host specific testing actually prevent unintended impact on non-target species. Another thing we should do is actually climate suitability analysis. If you have the same climate with importing country, then there are the best chances your parasitoid will survive and reproduce in your own region. Another thing we should do before releasing actually pre-release evaluation. For this purpose, we will keep the biocontrol agents in the quarantine, and we should do different types of quarantine trials and ecological tests. Then we should, if we get the permission, then we release the parasite. And then you should also do the post-release monitoring. Post-release के लिए, why you should do this post-release monitoring? We will do this to track its establishment, efficacy, and to check the unintended consequences of any pest. There is also numerous current limitation of biological control, and one is the
Excuse me, Dr.
climate
Sir.
change impact.
Uh,
Yes.
that's the last 10 minutes are remaining. If we can,
Yes. Okay. Okay.
so we will go for
We
the
have just
inshallah
few
question
slides.
answer session. Thank you.
Yes, we have just few slides.
Thank you.
The current limitation of biological control is actually the main one is actually the climate, because climate affect the phenology and distribution of different pest and natural enemy. And when you have this disturbance, then you can actually disturb the synchronization between pest and their biological control agents. And likewise, this is also increase unpredictability in establishment and efficacy. Likewise, knowledge and technological gap. If you have not proper knowledge, inadequate mass rearing strategy, and जो हैं then you have जो हैं then your program biological control program may be unsuccessful. So there is a need for decision support tool and predictive model to avoid any failures in your program. There is also some barrier regarding regulatory and market, especially the lengthy and complex approval process from the recipient country. If you have so many lengthy procedure for approval of exotic agents, similarly, the lack of standardized quality control, limited market incentive, and what is the way to move forward to overcome these limitations. If we do the interdisciplinary research, policy reform, and collaboration with the international organization and international partner, capacity building, then you can actually unlock the full potential of biological control in sustainable agriculture. And then, what are the innovations? There are in this era, actually, there are so many innovations in arthropod-based biocontrol. One is the DNA barcoding and genomic sequences. This actually improved the species identification, selection, host specificity, and actually the adaptation of natural enemy. Likewise, microbial symbionts and behavioral जो है manipulation, symbiotic microbes actually influence the host-seeking behavior, reproduction, and augmentative responses in parasitoid and predator. Likewise, the use of chemical clues and semiochemical also enhance the field performance. Nowadays, smart trap, remote sensor, drone, AI-based model actually used for the pest monitoring and surveillance to check the outbreaks, to optimize the parasitoid release, and to document this. Then, what is the impact of these innovation on sustainability? If we manipulate or use these recent trends in technology, then we can improve the biocontrol program and biological pest management, which is very helpful. And especially AI in this time is actually another great opportunity for us to integrate into the biocontrol strategies. Here is the and lastly, then how we can actually move toward the sustainable agro ecosystem. If we want to move toward the sustainable agro ecosystem, then we should actually recognize the agriculture as a provider of multiple ecosystem services like pest regulation, pollination, nutrient cycling, soil health, because this is only because of agriculture. If you have the resilient agroecosystem based system, then you can have these ecosystem services. Likewise, the sustainable agroecosystem encourage landscape level planning to balance productivity with biodiversity resilience, and similarly, sustainable agroecosystem support multifunctional farming system that can integrate biocontrol, soil conservation, and so many other things. And how we can make possible these sustainable agroecosystem design possible for the farmer. For this, should have to empower the farmer with co-design of pest management. If the farmer will see the results of any successful biological control program, then the farmer will definitely adopt these biological control programs. Similarly, local knowledge integration with the scientific innovation, because every country have a diverse group of predator, parasitoid, microbial. Just there is a need to utilize these organisms for better manipulation and better successful, or you can say the sustainable agroecosystem. And lastly, we can build this capacity building of our farmers, our growers, with the help of field school, demonstration plot, and community-based program. And lastly, how you can support this sustainability on the national level. You can support this by aligning biological control with national IPM program and biodiversity policy. Similarly, government should provide the subsidies, certification scheme, and market accessibility for eco-friendly approaches. And lastly, every entomologist encourage actually public-private partnership for sustainable technologies, for the integration of sustainable technology. This is actually the lecture. Now this is hand over to Dr. Sakib, if you have any question.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shokat, for your enlightening and thought-provoking presentation. We will now open the floor for questions and discussions. Participants are encouraged to raise their hand or post questions in the chat box, or you can send your questions in the WhatsApp seminar group. Let's make this an engaging and collaborative session. So please just raise your hand if you want to speak directly with our respected speaker. Is there anyone who want to ask a direct question? Just raise your hand, please. All right. So we have some questions in the chat box. I will ask one by one on behalf of our participants. Uh, a question, Raksa, from Mr. Mirza Ammar. What is the role of changing the climate change? How it's play a crucial role for the pest control?
Actually, the bio climate change actually a significant role in this time of era. Actually, climate change actually making especially the temperate region favorable for the infestation of several pests because it's increase the chances of life cycle as well as the distribution because the temperate region like European region had the very low chances of pest establishment, but due to the last few years drought and heat waves actually making that temperate region favorable for the invasion and as well successful establishment of different pests that cannot previously establish over there. Likewise, in Pakistan, if we see the deserts like Cholistan, before it was very hot and it not suitable for the survival of many pest population. But now it's becoming more and more green. If this desert is getting more and more green and its climate definitely changing and becoming fit for many pest invasions, new pest invasion that was not previously exist.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shaukat. We will take the next question. So, there is a comment that biological control based pest management is actually a time consuming process. So how we can justify if, as an entomologist or the IPM specialist, we recommend for the farmers to go for the biological based pest management. So how we can justify either it's time consuming or what other long term impact it has for the sustainable pest management.
Because although this is a time consuming process, but there is another role for entomologists. If we develop easy production technologies for the farmer, like you develop for the trichogramma, so trichogramma rearing is not a big issue and very easy for the farmer. And if you use the biocontrol agents, then you can survive. You can actually reduce your pest. You can say your crop inputs as well as at the same time you can avoid the pest outbreak. If you have the more frequent pest outbreak, then you will apply pesticide again and again. If you will apply the pesticide again and again, then you will have more cost for the inputs, then you will have health issues, then you will have most pest problem, and as well as environmental issue, biodiversity degradation, and so many other issues. If you want to avoid all these issues, environmental, biodiversity, health issues, as well as your cost on any crops, then you will have to come toward the sustainable, which is actually the biological control program.
All right, thank you. If anyone want to ask, please just raise your hand. All right, we have, please, Mr. Nagina, can you open your mic? Yeah, please, you
Sir,
can ask.
how? Yes, sir. As sir did say that how AI can be used as a tool for promoting biological control.
Actually, nowadays, different AI technique, especially machine learning, in this machine learning, convolutional neural network, CNN, DNN, for random forest, actually different model that are actually used to monitor pest as well as predator population in the field. If when you can monitor their population, then you can decide, you can take data driven decision accordingly. Because now I am also started little bit working on the integration of AI for the pest management, as well as the integration of sensor based machines are used. And sensor both actually in this the model, different AI model are used in actually recognize the pest and beneficial insect. And when it recognize the pest, then it spray target spray on only on that insects. And if it recognize the beneficial insect, then it is leave it as such, and don't apply any kind of insecticides. This is actually nowadays actually the innovations, and this is very helpful. And with the passage of time, it will become a revolution in pest management as well as in biological control. This is actually improving. You can search so many research in only in 2025. And there are hundreds of paper all across the world. People written on the application of AI in biological control as well as the pest management. And it is getting improving, and this will definitely bring in the biocontrol regions, biocontrol strategies जो हैं.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Sir. There is a question: is there any parasite for the management of the thrips? Any parasite is available or recorded, or how we can
Uh,
read that one for thrips?
थ्रिप्स actually different predators, especially the polyphagous जो हैं, like ये ladybird beetle and some other जो all rounder, you can say the generalist, like spider is another generalist predator, and it's eat anything it find on any type of crop. And you can see the predator on any type of crop, if vegetable, fruits, cotton. If you go to the field, then you will see the especially spiders. And spider, although it's not insect, but it's arthropod, arachnids, but it play a significant role. In 2012, we did research only in two orchard, and we explore 58 spider species only on citrus. If you explore different fields, you can identify hundreds of species from the Pakistan.
Okay, so Dr. Sir, I will ask some questions because last 5 minutes remaining. As we
Sorry.
see some in the developed countries like the Europe and some American countries, and also some in China and some other developed countries, there is lot of commercial insectaries or the companies which are like adopted this biological control based pest management as a business. So there, especially in the greenhouses,
Yes.
for the greenhouse pest, the biological control, different predators and pesticides are available commercially, and even some companies like the Coopert and the BioBest and some other bug factories, they have their presence in the global market. So, what is the possible future in the developing countries like Pakistan or some Asian countries which are still mainly focusing on the pesticides, the application or the intensive application of the pesticides for the management of different agricultural pests. So how we can like predict that in future what will be the scope of commercial or applied side of biological control in these developing countries or some Asian countries or some African countries, because the mainly the here the agro like the vast agricultural fields in the Asian countries like India, Pakistan, or some other neighboring countries, or even in Africa. So here, but still we don't have any such locally available commercial insectary or the company who is producing or the mass production of the biocontrol agents, and they are available for the local farmers. So, and even though there is no, maybe I think in with exception, some countries in Asian countries, some the global companies, they have their presence like in Saudi Arabia or some other like in the Egypt, but not here in Pakistan. Maybe in India there are the presence of the Cooper. So, what could be the possible scope for future? Like if I just take the example of Pakistan, what could be the possible like the scope of the commercial aspect of biological control here in Pakistan, and how the new agricultural graduates or the early career researchers or the entomologists who are graduating, they can in the future they can go for this take as an entrepreneurship in Pakistan or some other similar countries. Please, if you can just summarize this thing. So this will be the conclusion. How we can take this as a science, then led towards the business. Thank you.
Thank you. There is actually a lot of scope regarding joint biocontrol production. Now we have the entomologist connections and the words like in your groups, the people are around the world, and there are so many other platform on Facebook, and other social media. And now we can collaborate with the European people, yeah, or you can say the entomologists, Pakistani entomologists, or the other entomologists in the developed country, and we can develop the same production technology, because this any production technology not takes too much inputs for the production of any biocontrol agents. If you can share the production technology across the world, then there is a huge potential. Before that, there was some issues like electricity issue. Nowadays, people have the solar panels, so control unit is a big issue in these days. Like you can have the air conditioning system during the summer season, and the heating system on solar powered mechanism, which is not costing too much for you. Or this is a great opportunity for the young entomologist if they adopt this biocontrol agents and rear them and give to the farmer. Another problem is the farming community is the lack of knowledge. If you will aware the farmers, especially through the Department of Agriculture, then when the people will have awareness, when they will know that the pesticide cause carcinogens, they have neural problem, birth defects, just because of chemical use, then they will definitely come towards the sustainable ways, especially toward the use of biocontrol agents. I think this is the way moving forwards.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shaukat Zaman Khan. Now we are at the end of today's session, and I request for the participants, if you have already joined our WhatsApp group, So please, you can send your questions there because we could not exceed the time that almost last 4 minutes are remaining. So our respected speaker is there, and we can take the answer from our respected speaker in the group. So I request the one who could not ask his or her question, please just send the question in the WhatsApp group. So now I again invite the Secretary of the Gen, Ms. Asma Talib, for the closing remarks. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Asma Talib, Social Media and Outreach Coordinator of CHAIN. On behalf of the Global Entomologist Network, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Shaukat Manhan for his inspiring presentation and to all participants for joining us from around the world. Today's seminar underscored the growing importance of biological pest management and the pivotal role of beneficial arthropods in achieving sustainability in agriculture. GEN will continue its mission to promote global collaboration, scientific innovation, and knowledge sharing among entomologists, researchers, and agricultural professionals. Thank you once again for being part of this insightful event. With that, we officially conclude GEN seminar. Stay connected, stay innovative, stay committed to sustainable pest management. Allah Hafiz and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. If you have any question, you can send in the group. I will answer your questions. Thank you.